It is a sad day and one of mourning for all of Oyo Kingdom and Yoruba people in general, as reports have it that the Alaafin of Oyo, Iku Baba Yeye Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, has passed on. Alaafin Adeyemi ruled for 52 years, but he died at the Babalola University Teaching Hospital at Ado-Ekiti, the capital of Ekiti State in southwest Nigeria, after battling illness for a while. In fact, according to reports, he was scheduled to be flown out of the country since the situation was not getting better before he finally gave up the ghost and joined his ancestors. The remains of the top Yoruba traditional ruler were brought to Oyo town in the early hours of Saturday, and traditional rites have begun, according to palace sources. He was 83 years old and one of the longest reign, and actually not one, he is the longest reigning Alaafin ever, having ruled the Oyo Kingdom for 52 years. Now, the governor of Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde, is going to make an official announcement because the Basharu of Oyo, Yusuf Akinade, who is the head of the Oyo Mesi, who will now lead the Oyo town before a new Alaafin is installed, is supposed to tell the governor of the passing of the monarch before the whole state is going to hear. So you guys are getting exclusive reports from here. In fact, a source that is very familiar with the medical travel plan of the late Alaafin, imagine we are not referring to him as late, may he so rest in perfect peace, said his tickets and those of a few wives were already procured, and his death has come months after two other senior Oyo State monarchs, the Olubadan of Ibadan, Saliu Adetunji, and the son of Ogbomosho, Jimoh Oyewumi, died, which happened in less than 5 months, and now the Alaafin of Oyo is no more with us. A new Olubadan has been installed, but the sound throne remains vacant. Alaafin Oyo was born Lamidi Olaiwola Tonda Adeyemi on the 15th of October 1938 into the Alowolodu royal house of the famous Oyo town. It was crowned on the 18th of November 1970, succeeding Oba Geshin Ladigbolu I. It was popularly referred to as Iku Baba Yeye. While he reigned, he was the permanent chairperson of the Oyo State Council of Obas and Chief. With the demise of Alaafin Adeyemi, it is now the turn of the Agunloye ruling house to produce the next Oyo monarch. Mr. Adeyemi's predecessor, Alaafin Ladigbolu, was from the Agunloye house. Guys, this is just a sad news, and a lot of people are left in shock, especially as the Alaafin of Oyo recently married a new wife, Chioma, who is Igbo. In fact, the marriage of the Alaafin of Oyo to Chioma is the first time a traditional monarch will step outside the Yoruba ethnicity, Yoruba tribe, to actually get married to a wife. Anyways, there are some quick facts about the Alaafin of Oyo for those of you who might be wondering some deep things about him. Like I mentioned, the Alaafin Oba Lamidi Adeyemi was born on the 15th of October 1938. He is the first Alaafin of Oyo to have married an Igbo woman or go outside of the Yoruba land to get a wife. With his new wife, Lamidi Adeyemi now has 13 wives. He had 13 wives in his lifetime, and they are Abiba, Ramat, Adedayo, Mujida, Rukaya, Folashade, Badira Joke, Memunat, Omowumi, Omobolanle, Moji Anuoluwapo, Damilola, and of course Chioma. Whereas some of his wives actually left the palace while he was alive. I wonder if they will, of course they will mourn the demise of the king because he's the father of their children, and almost all his wives already have kids for him. His father, Oba Lamidi's father, Oba Adeyemi to Adeniran, was actually deposed and exiled in 1954 for sympathizing with the National Council of Nigerian Citizens, where he had a conflict with Bode Thomas, who was the deputy leader of the action group at that time. In fact, let me give you the gist of the Bode Thomas situation. So apparently there was a meeting, right, with the National Council of Nigerian Citizens, and Oba Adeyemi at the time actually attended. Then he came in conflict with Bode Thomas, who was the deputy leader of the action group at the time. According to rumors, Bode Thomas shouted at him for not standing to greet him as the chairman of NCNC during a political gathering at a party. Oba Adeyemi to Adeniran, insulted, stood and then told Bode Thomas to go home and bark like a dog. I mean, this just is so interesting, which is what I'm telling you. Later, he started coughing blood. That is, Bode Thomas started coughing blood and died while walking back home with his entourage. Shortly after, Abat Macaulay, who was the head of state at the time, heard of the catastrophe and, along with Obafemi Awolowo, accused the late Obafemi Awolowo, of course, accused the late Oba Adeyemi too of poisoning Thomas. He then exiled him from his kingdom. So he lived the rest of his life and his reign actually in Lagos, where his subjects still visited him until his death in the order of coronation of in the Oyo kingdom, because Alaafin, the late Alaafin, the recent deceased Alaafin, is the third. So it was Alaafin's father, then his predecessor, who is from the Agunloye house, and then the late Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, and now his successor is going to come from the Agunloye ruling house. You understand how that works now. Now let's talk about the coronation of the late Lamidi Adeyemi. He actually succeeded Alaafin Gbadegeshin Ladigbolu II in 1917 during the governorship of Colonel Robert Adeyinka Adebayo, that is after the end of the Civil War. In 1975, the head of state then, General Murtala Ramat Muhammad, included Oba Adeyemi in his entourage to Hajj. He was Chancellor of the Uthman Dan Fodio University in Sokoto from 1980 to 1992. In 1990, President Ibrahim Babangida appointed him the Amir ul Hajj in recognition, I hope I pronounced that right, in recognition of his commitment to the consolidation of Islam in Nigeria. Now let's not stop there. Let me continue telling you some quick facts about the late monarch that you might not know of. Where was I? Now I finished talking about the exile. Remember I said that it was the permanent chairman. Well, the then governor, who is now late, the then governor of Oyo State, who is now late, His Excellency Adebayo Alao Akala, removed him as permanent chairman of the council on the 3rd of May 2011. That was because he supported the Action Congress of Nigeria during the April 2011 election. Fun fact, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi was a boxer before ascending the throne of his fathers. Anyways guys, that's it concerning the former monarch Oba Lamidi Olayiwola Adeyemi III. Baba Yeye, like I mentioned, died at the Federal Teaching Hospital after battling some illness in Ado-Ekiti and was scheduled to actually leave the country. Travel procedures, travel tickets, everything was already bought, including that of some of his wives, so they could take care of their husband before he finally gave up the ghost. Thank you very much guys for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.